Okay, see Lindelof videos, polar to rectangular coordinates. And here we're just given this simple example. Given polar coordinates 2, comma pi, find the rectangular coordinates, the equivalent rectangular coordinates. So this is what we have to start with. We have to start with this. When we're converting to rectangular, we need to find out what our conversion is. So we need x and a y, don't we? So we need to memorize this, that x is equal to r, the directed distance, times cosine of our theta value. And the y value, similarly, is r times sine of theta. Remember, r is the directed distance, right? So this is all we're going to do is this. It's actually pretty straightforward. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, okay, the x value is r. This is r, and this is theta. This is r. This is theta. Is r2 times cosine of what? Cosine of pi. Right? So this is where it does get a little bit dicey for some people if they haven't memorized their unit circle. What I would suggest to you is this. If you don't have it memorized, start memorizing it. But secondly, you can go to this. Remember, we need cosine of pi. So look, here's our unit circle. Here's pi right here. Cosine is the x value, so cosine is -1. So I'm going to take that piece of information back. So I get 2 times cosine of pi is -1. So x is equal to that, is equal to -2. So we need an x and y value. There's our x value right there. So let's start here with our answer. We'll put my answer here, I guess. And x is -2. Then we're going to do the same thing here. We need our y value, and y is equal to the directed distance, which is 2, times sine of pi. So again, if you don't know what sine of pi is, that sucks, but that's not a big deal because at least we know where to find that value. We know how to get this thing solved. Go back to the unit circle. Here's pi again. Remember that the y value on the unit circle is the sine value. So this is sine theta. So sine of pi is equal to 0. Take that piece of information back, right? So we get y is equal to 2 times 0 is equal to 0, and we get the point, -2. 0 is our rectangular coordinate. So there's our answer. These are the things you have to have. You have to have this, right, for your conversion. You have to have this for your conversion. You have to have a basic understanding that this is the directed distance and that this is the angular value, right? And then some knowledge of the unit circle. So I hope this is really helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Thanks, you guys. Peace.